Hello and welcome back to another video. In today's video we'll be doing a review about SnowRunner. Don't diss because I'm not very good at reviews as I'm only just starting out now. I will be comparing 3 different trucks of my personal own through my experience in Michigan, which will be the very end, the one in the middle with the service trailer, and the Scout 800, which is the very other end. There's one big, one medium, one small, and I personally think SnowRunner is a great game. But anyway, let's get into the video. First off, we'll be doing our big truck, Western Star 6900 twin steer, which is very, very good truck. It's easy to handle in the mud, and it supposedly could be articulated if you think of it that way, which means it's very easy to steer. But let's get on to customization. You have multiple range of engine choices. Obviously, the more you pay, the better you're going to get. And I've got it on just the lowest engine at the minute that you can buy because I haven't got the upgrade. Gearbox, you got 3 different choices. Balanced, highway and off-road. I really recommend off-road for that sort of stuff. Suspension, you can go stock, which is lowered, or you can go raised. But if you do go raised, just note that it'll make it tippy more. Right, tyres. Mud tyres are a definite if you can get them on your truck. But you will start out with highway tyres, just as you can't really get very many stuff at the beginning. Just note, as if you buy any upgrades for your vehicle, you can always get rid of them after for the same price you bought them for. So if you upgrade into new tyres, like I'm just showing you here, you can just get all your money back from all previous upgrades. And you will see that throughout the video quite a lot. It's the same for trucks or trailers. So if you buy them, you can sell them for exactly the same price, so you're not losing any money on them. Obviously, the bigger the tyre, the easier it is through the mud. It's just that it might make it tippier more, which is obvious. Obviously, you've got chain tyres for the snow in Alaska, and you've also got mud tyres for everywhere else, practically. Highway tyres and all-terrain tyres, I don't recommend at all, because they're not very good. Right, you've got a few winch options. I recommend getting better winches, as they help you a lot in this game, and that's basically what everything relies off. Spare wheel, get it. Diff lock, definitely. Snorkel, also definitely get it, as they're very important things throughout this. These are just like optionals, you don't have to have them, you don't need them, but they're quite cool to have sometimes. Especially flashing lights, as they just make it look cooler, I reckon. And obviously this is where you choose your bumpers and just things like that. This truck, however, cannot have any frames on it. I didn't know if you knew. Couldn't have any frames on it at all, which is a bit of a downside. You have to have just a plain flatbed. Most big trucks on the game do have this problem though. Like the Caterpillar, it can only have like a cargo unit storage thing on it. It can't attach any trailers. But luckily for all of them, you can use them with the winch and still have the same benefit. Just that it's convenient when you can have trailers. All the rims are free, by the way, in all the colours, so you don't need to worry about paying for any of them. Fuel and repairs are also free for any truck. Power to weight ratio is important for every truck, no matter what the truck is. So just bear that in mind. But anyway, this Western Star Twin Steer is a really good truck. Now then, on to the next truck, the white Western Star 4964. This is just a medium-sized truck. It can be very, very good through the mud and pull you through any terrain that you might struggle in. Let's go on to the customization of this one then to see how it differs between the big truck. So gearbox, engine are about the same, gearbox are the same. Suspension though, raised, it can still mess with it, so that's the same. Tyres are the same, but with these ones, you start off highway tyres all the time. But honestly, mud tyres are best for go for it again. Chain tyres obviously for the snow, like I said before. Don't really differ that much. The winch is the same. The diff lock, you can get that, it's the same. Spare wheel, same. Snorkel, same. And all-wheel drive is the same. The only difference with this one is it can have frame add-ons. Frame add-ons are very, very handy. Like you get the crane, which is the heavy duty one. It's not particularly good, but it can be useful sometimes. Say when you've got a truck stuck somewhere, as it can lift all cargo or trucks. from anywhere, mainly. It doesn't really have a long boom though, which lets it down a little bit. You've also got the flatbed, which can have cargo on it. The van body add-on, which is for like service and repairs and spare wheels and just stuff like that, which is quite handy when you're on the field. And it has 800 repairs, which is really good. You can also have the maintenance trailer, which does the same thing as that other one, but you just get more on it. You just get less on it, I mean, sorry. So that's quite handy too. You also get the sideboard bed, which is really handy. You can have cargo too. You can also have a fuel tank, which allows you to carry fuel anywhere you are. You can also have a loading crane. It adds weight to your vehicle, I don't recommend it. And then the saddles, high and low, are just for your normal trailers and you can get them anywhere. Same with this sort of visual stuff as well, it's just the same as your truck, colours the same too. So that is that. Now then, onto my favourite truck, the Scout 800. This is used for obviously scouting the area, making sure you know where you're going. And this customisation, same sort of stuff with the engines, it's just I got a bit better. And the different gearbox is snowrunner, which is really good, and freeway, which gets the max speed out your car, or whatever it's in. The Scout's a very important role. Suspension, I don't recommend raised, even though I have it, as it is very jumpy all around the place. It nearly tips over all the time, but I've sort of learnt I've learnt it in raised, so I know how to control it raised now. But when first starting off, it's so like tippy, it's not even worth it. And just make sure you bear that in mind. Tyres are obviously the same again. You can get a range of different tyres still, but just know that they're always going to be the same. Most trucks around, except from some trucks can't actually have tyres. They just have their own tyres, and that's all they can have. But most trucks, you've got a selection of tyres that they can have. The winch, it sort of is the same, sort of not. The Tomness Scout on this is so unbelievably important, because when you tip and your engine goes off, you can use that because it's got its own power source. You can use that to help yourself. Spare wheel, recommend. Frame add-ons, the roof rack with all the spare parts, fuel, and fixed parts for your car. I recommend too when you're going on long journeys in the Scout to scout things out. Obviously, go watch towers and stuff. Very important. Snorkel on Scouts, I recommend too when you can. Obviously, all the visuals are the same, colours are the same, and mostly all the trucks are the same and everything. So that is that one too. Now then, let's show you the trailers that you can get for any truck. That is obviously got truck attachments you can have on it, which are the frame add-ons. You can get multitude of different trailers, semi-trailers, fuel trailers, flatbed trailers, sideboard trailers, fuel tanks, service things, multi-latitude of different trailers, which are very good. You can get heavy trailers, and you can get all sorts of trailers basically. You can get trailers to put your cars on. If you buy a trailer, you can sell it for the exact same price, so it's really good. It's just like the cars and all the other grades and stuff. So that's it for the trailers. Now then, the maps. This is Michigan, Black River, USA. This is your first map that you'll start on, and it's very, very important that you do tutorials on this one, as it shows you your garage, allows you to set up bridges, and the bridges allow you to get easy access to everywhere, so they're so crucially important. There's 4 maps in each area, it seems to be like. That's really good. You can, when you obviously go to watch towers in each area, you'll obviously get all these different bits open, like the one that I just showed you. This is your garage. Also, your garage is where you get recovered to each and every time. That's good. Fuel stations are marked as obviously you can get it anyway. So in Michigan, you've got Black River, Smithville Dam or whatever that is, Drummond Island and Island Lake, and they're just muddy terrains. They've not got anything big about them. Drummond Island is obviously, that's a little bit more muddy than the others, and so it can be a little bit harder there, but not too much harder. But anyway, Alaska, you got Northport, you got Mountain River, you got White Valley, and Pedro Bay. Alaska does have an airport, so you can mess around on the runway, do cool stuff. And if you have the crane that I was on about earlier, you can put cars on top of the wings of the planes. which can be quite fun. You can use it as a wheelie or drag strip. Anyway, now in Russia, basically, because I can't say the word, you've got Quarry, you've got Round Lands, you've got Rift, and you've got... I'm not even going to attempt to say it. But anyway, you got that too. And in each and every area, you can get a range of different vehicles that are just scattered around the map. Some of them you have to repair, some of them you just have to go to, see, and get it. Anyway, the different areas you see, it's because I've not unlocked it and it needs the watchtowers. So now that maps are done, we'll move on to something else. Now then, I want to take the opportunity to talk about the train. This is Michigan, Smithville Dam, USA. It's fairly easy once you engage that four-wheel drive, and it just plows on through the mud, which is really, really good actually. This is my Scout 800, by the way. And this is Alaska Northport, where you just get ice and snow, and the ice really does what ice does in real life, really. It drifts around your car, it makes them go all over the place. They lose grip unless you have the proper chain tyres for it. I'm not sure, but I know you have to have chain tyres for the snow. It works 100%. I'm not sure for ice though. But anyway, ice is really, really slippy, and it does what it says in the name. And last of all, Drowned Lands, Russia. This is where the off-road experience gets really intense. A lot more mud, a lot more water, makes the mud really sloppy, and the wheels just dig in more than anything. This is my car just on diff lock though. Once I get in four-wheel drive, it goes through a little bit better, but Russia's really hard place to get moving, really. But it has got one of the best trucks in my opinion there, called the Tega. I think I've not really had any experience with this truck, but I've known a load of YouTubers who have, who really recommend it. So that's all the terrain's done then. I'm sorry, I just really want to quickly interrupt the progress and talk about vehicles again. And this is the vehicle shop, and you can get a multiple range of vehicles. Some you have to level up for, some you have to find a different match before you can start buying them all over again. But there's loads of different vehicles, from scouts to the trucks to the really, really, really big trucks. So just bear that in mind, that you can get other trucks and stuff from this store. And if you look at the top, you've got all the different options that you can slip through to get more trucks. The general gameplay of this game, however, is really, really amazing. You can have all sorts happening. It's really slow progress though. Like, sometimes it can take you an hour just to get like a meter, if you think about that. Sometimes though, you can really do fast moving progress and earn quite a bit of money to upgrade your trucks with, obviously, which is obviously really, really nice. So I reckon it's got really good gameplay. Physics. The physics in this game are really, really good. I mean, if you compared them to real life physics, it comes really, 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 really close. Like, as you're going to tell now, like, if you went actually in that vehicle and this was real life and you were actually over that mode, it'd probably work the same sort of way. Like, it might be different in like certain ways, but it'd probably work like that. Anyway, that's my car just tipped over, like, for example, because it had raised suspension. It's a bit tippy, but this is the autonomous Scout winch, and it can still work while your vehicle's tipped over. It's just that unfortunately there was nowhere to actually get it to, which can happen quite a bit. But anyway, you can always recover your vehicles, and that takes you back to the garage as long as you do not have any trailers on at all, so you have to get rid of that. But anyway, that can take you straight back to your garage, and you can go straight back to driving again, or doing that delivery that you were doing. You just have to go pick up the trailer, which is obviously down to it, and that could be really more improved, but instead it's not there, which is really unfortunate, but it's how the game works, unfortunately. This game is compatible with some steering wheels, however, like the Logitech G920 for Xbox and PC, also PlayStation equivalent, and some others too, which I can't remember what exactly they are, or I don't know if I actually know that. But anyway, they work really well with it actually, and considering it was a game that came out while this pandemic was going on, it's doing really well for itself in many different ways, and I think that's really good for it. But there is a few problems with it, however. Like, sometimes you'll have the cameras working completely fine, but then sometimes they'll just go wrong and they'll start messing up. This is external cameras only though. They'll start twitching and flickering around everywhere, and they're uncontrollable. and it's not really that nice to work with, nor to do anything with itself, actually. But obviously all that can be improved later on when it starts getting better and better and better. When more people play it and more people can start going back to work to fix the game in those sort of ways. But it is starting to bring some of the bug fixes, sort them out. One thing I would like to mention though is, if you get the game, get Platinum Edition or whatever, Platinum Edition gives you Season Pass already, but if you have normal, buy Season Pass, because there's a 4-phase DLC coming out. One phase is already out by now, which is many different varieties of different stuff and different things. Phase 1 is Search and Recovery, I believe, which is already out and gives you a new map and plenty of vehicles. I don't know too much about all these, however, though, as I'm new to the game myself. Not done much research about it. I've just literally played in Michigan, USA. I've nearly opened all of it up, except from one part, which I'm going to be making a video about. Tell me what truck you reckon I should be in, or what I should be doing with that, though. Just a little hint there, what my next video is, and I need some ideas to what truck I'm going to use, and just that type of stuff. That's going to be my one to explore with you, anyway. This does have day and night cycle, which is really good, but you can flick between day and night cycles, so you can put it on day, or you can put it on night, or you can choose whatever time you like, as long as it's within the certain times that this game has got. Sometimes it isn't, however, though, which can be a bit irritating in ways, but it can be actually okay in others. In Michigan, it can rain and also be sunny. In Alaska, it can snow and be sunny. So this game has a diverse weather system. Loads of different weathers, really. Rain, snow is like, it makes the ground even worse, probably. If it was following proper real physics, which I'm not too sure about that, if that is the case or not. I'm sort of hoping it is. However, it might not be. But as the game progresses, you start getting better stuff anyway, so you can handle with everything better anyway. So it doesn't really make too much of a difference. I'm sorry my video is not really timed with this, however, because I'm doing voiceover, so it's a little bit hard, because obviously I play on Xbox, if you didn't know already, by all the buttons and how they're configured and stuff. Xbox is quite a good console, to be honest, for this game. But PC is obviously better. These are all the cameras I'm showing to you now, just so you have an idea of what they are and how they work. PC has mods. They're coming to consoles soon, hopefully, very near now. It'd be nice to try out a few mods and see what they are and see how to sort them out and what to do with them, which would be quite nice. So, my opinions on this game then. I personally believe that it's a really, really good game. Quite known for itself, even though it came out in a pandemic, and quite well presented. It is slow progress, as I said before, but that's just minor for what the game really like. It's really addictive, and you get to build up your own country, so it's got a sign of like achievement there, and I really like that about this game. So honestly, if you're going to buy it, I reckon you go all out and get the best version of the game, because honestly, it's so worth it. It's an amazing game. Obviously, it's probably not for all of you, as it's slow moving. Most of you might like intense games, but it can become intense at times. So just play it out, see it out, give it a little trial. If you don't like it, you can sell it on any time though, can't you? As long as you buy it on disc, obviously. But anyway, I recommend it. This has been my review, first ever one. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this gives you some knowledge about the game, or if you don't already have it, gives you the eager to buy it, because as it's a really good game. But thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.